Right, so it's my first adventure in, well, a real one since like overnight, since January. I did one little overnight back in January. Here it is, the end of September already. Doing Loyal Sock. Should be, depending on the trail map, the different people, between 25 and 27 miles. It's Friday, about 2 o'clock right now. Beautiful day, about 61 degrees here, and everybody says, I just talked to a couple runners, they said the trail was very wet, so we'll see how that goes. But yep, looks like it's wet already, but nice. Wow. Yeah, this is nice. You can definitely see how I'm going to need my trekking poles for balance. Wow, if this is any indication, this trail is going to be a bit of a challenge. Fun though, beautiful, but a little bit challenging. I get to climb this on the way back. So I've barely gone a quarter mile in, but this is so beautiful here. I mean, really, I'm really looking forward to it. Looks like there's a waterfall right over there that goes down. And I think you can see it coming back up the other direction, but wow, beautiful. Very wet, and if you did not have waterproof shoes, you'd be in trouble early on. A lot of this along this trail, kind of beautiful, but so far it's been about a mile, a little over, of just this, walking pretty much straight through. So this takes me down through the woods and along the creek. Probably adds maybe half a mile, 3/4 of a mile to the trip. And this way looks a little boring actually. It is a straight shot, cuts a little mileage off, but I'm making good time. I'm at 1.57 miles right now. So I'm doing about 2 miles per hour. I think I'm going to go the hard way and the beautiful way. So let's go do that. Yeah, there's definitely some water on this part of the trail, but there's been a lot of these big puddles all over the place. The cool thing is I can hear what I think are waterfalls or rapids coming up here pretty soon. I'm looking forward to that. So I think this is one of the crossings over here, and there may be an alternate crossing, water crossing, yeah. So the trail goes on a different direction. So I don't know if this one is going to be where I can cross or not, but let's take a look here. This looks like it might be a little too deep for me right now to want to traverse. It is beautiful. Holy crap, is it beautiful. So the trail kind of split off over there, and at where I was just looking, there's definitely a crossing there, and I had to pull my boots off. I have water crossing shoes, but this is the trail that is marked on the map, so I'm wondering if there's a bridge or a little easier crossing. Might be a little further, but it's early enough. Beautiful. I'm feeling pretty good, except I have this pinched nerve thing going on a little bit in my toe. But oh god, this is taking us right down to more water. This is lovely. Okay, so this is Haystack and Dutchman Falls. Makes me wonder if there's not a parking lot somewhere nearby here that you could park at and hike in. You know, cut off a few miles round trip, but wow. Wow, wow. And yeah, I think this is going to be a little easier place to cross. Still a little wet, but I think there's some rocks I can step on here. So I think I'll try that. Reverse it here. No problemo. All right, so maybe there's a second batch here that I gotta walk across. Looks like somebody put a log for exactly that here. I hope it works. Hope it's stable enough. Here's balance. Thank you, trekking poles. I really don't want to get my feet totally wet yet. I'm working on it here. Making it. This log is pretty rotted, but I think we made it. Yay. Oh shit, there's more. Yeah, this is beautiful through here. A little rugged, and there are a bunch of little water crossings. Nothing that I haven't been able to do. The one that I recorded a few minutes ago is probably the most difficult, but it's definitely rugged terrain here. Some rocks to climb and slippery in places, but wow, what a beautiful, beautiful part of this trail. So this is a straight up climb, and these videos never quite do it justice, but it is very beautiful, and man, am I glad I took this detour. But it's definitely a climb up from the creek. The pack weighed in at 37 pounds. Now, easily I could take 2 to 3 pounds off of that, because I have 3 liters of water with me. Started off with that, but obviously there's tons of water sources here that I could filter. And then of course I have my GoPro and the battery, and I actually brought my drone too, my mini, which only weighs a pound, but you know, it does add. And so has a little extra luxury weight in there, but it's a little heavier than I like it to be. Only time you really notice it is on this stuff. So these waterfalls seem to be every couple hundred yards or so here. I don't know if it's just because it's so, you know, there was so much rain, but wow, this is spectacular. Well, shit. So I missed my turn. Now, I'm not sure exactly how I missed it. Zoning, I guess, and I stayed on what I thought was the path. But it was really wet, this little trail. I mean, it's like a grass trail, but it's super, super wet. I sunk in. I think my gaiters kept me from getting mud all the way in my boots. But anyway, I can hear the road or the water or something. So I'm gonna risk something. I'm gonna bushwhack my way straight across to the road, and then take that back to the trail a little bit. And because I probably went a good half mile out of the way, and I don't want to walk back through the water. So we're going to go down this. It's all downhill, and I should hit the road down there, unless there's a big water crossing, and then I'll have to. I don't see it on the map though. Looks like this. The road's right down at the bottom of this hill. So I'm just gonna bushwhack my way down there. See if I can hit the road and then catch the trail back where I was gonna cross the road. Shoot. Anyway, see you in a little bit. Yeah, this is treacherous in here. Lots of leaf-covered rocks, very slick, steep, downhill, slow going. But like I said, I think the road is directly down at the bottom of this hill, and we'll see. It's maybe a decision I regret. It's interesting, there are all these little like clearings here on the way down, almost like they were trails of some sort at one time, but I've definitely grown over and not on the map. It's one like it though that made me miss my turn. So this is pretty, maybe not the smartest thing. Yeah. And again, whoever accused me of that, it does sound like there's water down there, and I'm wondering if, I don't see it on the map, but I'm wondering if I'm gonna have to follow the creek anyway and get back to the trail. So there's this, one of these paths, I decided to take it because there's definitely, I can see it down there, pretty thick water, deep, it'd be a crossing, so I'm gonna have to go back to the trail and cross over there. I don't think I'm gonna be able to make it to the road, but I found this thing. There's obviously civilization here because somebody's built a little picnic table right out here, which is kind of cool. All right, well, there's a little picnic area here and a parking spot. So, no, wait, this is somebody's house. Cool. Somebody lives here. Okay, walking around the perimeter here then. I just gotta figure out where the trail is, but what a cool place to live, right by all this water and the trails and everything. So I'm back on the trail now, finally, and almost missed this. It's, you know, you got to really pay attention to the junctions here. Can't really zone out. I mean, they're well marked. It's not really the trail's fault here. It's just that, you know, there's a lot of offshoots. and then so if you're on a, it's good to check the map or the navigation or whatever periodically and make sure you know what you're doing. Make sure you're on the right trail. And there's all the water that I was hearing. You can see it running down there. There's a bridge. So this is where the junction is. So this is where I'm going to come out on Sunday here. Across this bridge. So now I'm going to go to the left, take the trail to the left into the park. Made some detours. This should only be about 3.5 miles from camp if I go straight back tomorrow. So once I'm here, should have about 3.5, maybe 4 miles. But I just took a big fall coming down that hill. Nothing broke, bruised my arm a little bit. I got to slow down. It's very wet, very treacherous terrain here. I'm going to cross a busier road up here at some point. Boy, I'm glad there's a bridge here. This is what I would have had a hard time with if I was coming down. That's what I was hearing. I wouldn't have been able to cross this. I needed to find the trail. So I wasted some time there, missing my trails and taking little detours. Now it's about almost 5 o'clock. I'm gonna have to. I'll probably have another hour and a half to hike here. So I need to start thinking about finding a place. I got a hammock, so it's not a big deal, but I'd like to really try and get 7-8 miles in tonight. So I'm gonna take my time, be careful, because I don't want to get hurt. But I'm gonna look for a place within the next hour and a half, couple miles. So this is nice. There's a little clearing here for a campsite right by the water. There's a couple bags there. Somebody's cleaning it. So this would be a nice little area here to pitch, but a little early yet. I don't want to do that just yet. I'd like to. Oh look, there's quite a few campers. This is kind of a common little spot. It looks like people to camp some tents here. It is beautiful. But yeah, a lot of people setting up. It's so close to the road too. So these tents, they did not carry these tents in. These came from the road, guaranteed. The second time I climbed up this straight up mountain. You see the water, kind of give you a perspective maybe behind me. But I got all the way to the top, found the trail, and realized that somewhere I'd lost my GoPro, so I had to come all the way back down. And I left my pack up there because I wasn't doing this climb up straight up this mountain with the pack on again. It was too dangerous, too hard. But I wasted a lot of time, and I'm not gonna make nearly the mileage tonight that I wanted to. But stupid mistake. I just don't want to lose my GoPro, so I found it. Now I'm gonna go back up, catch my pack, start to look for a campsite. Alright, I'm gonna camp here. I don't feel like setting up in the dark. I don't know where this trail goes. It's a really nice spot right here, and so this is I'm tired after just climbing up and down that steep hill and losing the path a couple times. The way this trail goes, I don't want to do it when it's dark. Bear bag is hung. Hammock is hung. I'm about to make dinner now. Good timing. I'm glad I stopped when I did. Getting dark. It was beautiful though. I am about to enjoy some spaghetti. Yum yum. And just had a granola bar. Some nuts I'll have. But all set up over there. It's ready for bed. Can't really see the water, but you can certainly hear it. Seems later than it is. It's only 8 o'clock, but they're always early nights when we do this. Good morning. It's about 6:30. I've been up for about a half hour. Got pretty cold last night. I think it got down probably 40 something, low 40s. I didn't have the underlining of my hammock, which made it was warm above, but I just forgot. I bought a new underlining and I forgot to bring it with me, and I tried laying the poncho down, doubles as a two-person tarp. Laid it down underneath, and that helped a little bit, give a little vapor barrier, but still got pretty cold last night. So I decided just to get up and get moving, and it's starting to get light anyway, so that's good. I got to make up time because I was way behind yesterday, the detours and everything else, getting a late start. So I need to try and do 14 or 15 miles today, so I need to get up anyway. I'll make some coffee, finish tearing down, and get on the road. Okay, so we are off on day 2 here, hoping to have a little better luck in seeing the trail and making progress, but like I said, I want to try and do at least 14 or 15 miles today. I need to pay better attention to where the trail is. See if that helps not get in those precarious situations. This is really nice section of the trail here, runs right along this river, though it's hard. Lots of roots, lots of water crossings, very, very wet and slick. A couple false moves and you're in trouble. I'm really glad that I did not go any further last night. There were a couple of the campsites real close, right on the way, but the blazes, even during the day, are sometimes hard to spot. The trail veers off, goes in a different direction. Like right here, it's pretty easy, but there are lots of spots that it's not. So the trail took up on the other side of the road, and on the other side of this little bridge, there's a road over there, Shanesburg, I think it said, or something like that, that I thought was it. I walked about this far over there and then realized I thought I saw this trail here, and this is definitely it because it's blazed here. So we're still on track. This would definitely be hard to do at night. I just had to hike up this killer freaking hill. I had to stop and take off my jacket because where I was pretty cold this morning, I'm dripping sweat now. This trail runner that I had passed earlier, about a mile back, came running back straight up the hill, still running. I'm like, well, that's embarrassing. she said good morning. She didn't even sound out of breath. It's a clearing. It's one of the first clearings I've seen. Lots of water coming down from somewhere up ahead on this trail. The trail's running right through it. Oh, there. Coming from over there somewhere. If not for the blazes being close together in here, it would be pretty easy to lose this trail. Fortunately, the blazes are a little closer together here. But you gotta look for them. So this was the area that I was gonna try and make it to last night. I've done 8.77 miles right now. But had I not taken all the detours, it would have been probably about 6, maybe 6.5. But it would have been hard to traverse all that I just came through as it was getting dark. So definitely a wise decision to wait until today. If this trail was like this the whole way, I could make really good miles, really good time. But there's a lot of rocks, a lot of water crossings, a lot of scrambling, a lot of mud. So it is definitely slow paced. It is going to take me most of the daylight to get this up to 14 miles today. So I think I am entering the state park area here. This is really cool. So, trail is very steep downhill here. I don't know if that means there's going to be an uphill equally as hard on the way on the other side of the loop, but this one would be a bear climbing. Very long, very steep. So stop the filter here. Definitely getting closer to the state park because I've seen a lot of people walking dogs. So this is World's End State Park that we're in. And I gotta tell you, I would love to come down and explore this park. This is really a beautiful place. It really is. For a little while here, until this meets back up with the Loyalsock Trail, I'm going to be on the High Rock Trail. And so it looks like there's a straight up here, and then I'll be on a ridge for a little while. So I'm back on the Loyalsock Trail. Another section of the trail running along a beautiful creek. Tons of waterfalls. I am completely okay with walking on this for a few minutes. I don't know how long I'll be, but it was a tough little section of trail. Lots of rocks, lots uphill. Beautiful, but a lot to it. I have to do a water crossing here. I think I can do it here. Should be able to. That was fun. I'm actually enjoying this fairly easy part of the trail here on a ridgeline, because looking at the topo map coming up in less than a mile, or maybe a mile, I have a really steep climb. It looks like the trail goes pretty much straight up the topo lines, so that ought to be fun. Actually, this is where I have to cross, and I should be taking my boots off, I think, but I'm going to try it with them on. They're waterproof. I think about a mile left. There's a little creek or something on the map that I'm going to try and make it to if I don't get lost. Oh, there it is. See? Almost did get lost. Gotta look for the blazes. This is hard to do after almost 15 miles today on this terrain. This has been a very difficult hike. So I'm going to set my hammock up between these two trees here. Yeah, almost 15 miles today. There's a little water source over there. Told myself, first water source I get to, stopping. Should be a nice little area. It's not super flat, so I'm glad I have my hammock. But just sleeping here anyway. Good morning. It is about 6 o'clock, a little bit after, quarter after. I got up at about 5:50. And I'm starting to take everything down here. Not as cold this morning as it was yesterday morning, but always hard getting out of the sleeping bag first thing. I did not get any pictures of the camp last night. I was so whipped. I don't think I took any video last night, but I did eat and climb in my bed and my hammock, and it was a rough 15 miles yesterday. It's a tough trail, very tough trail. My feet hurt, my legs were burning. But anyway, I think there's maybe 5 miles or so left today. Some of it on the road, I think. So I'm already tearing down my camp here, and I'm gonna try and get out of there early so I can go get home. Got a 4-hour drive home. So pretty depth forest. I just passed a juncture. There was a big tree down, and when you came on the other side of the tree, there were 3 different choices of which way to go, the paths. I had to look around a little bit and find the next place, and it was interesting because it was in this one, which was the most hidden. It's kind of a cool part of the trail, though. We got another water crossing. This is Soooooo's Pond. I decided to take a little shortcut, cut off a mile or 2 off of the trail because just sore, feet hurting. I'll still have probably 3 or 4 miles on the trail in addition to what I've already done this morning. But overall, my assessment of this trail, absolutely beautiful. If you need tips, trekking poles, waterproof boots, gaiters for your leggings and boots, because you will get wet, at least if you come this time of year after there's been rain and everything. But that being said, waterfall after waterfall and rapids and views, wow, is it beautiful. Just beautiful. Extremely rugged. Don't try this trail if you're not experienced, not overnight, not backpacking. You got to have the gear. You got to have the experience. You got to know how to navigate this land. There are a ton of water crossings. And, you know, for somebody who's done this, it's not a huge deal, but I got to tell you, even me, I struggled with part of it. You know, I'm fairly experienced. Hammock was a good idea because while there are a lot of campsites where you could put tents, you have a lot, like last night, there was no way I could have pitched a tent, and it was getting dark. I wouldn't have made it to the next campsite, the next suitable tent campsite before the light changed. So I think the best way to do this trail, if I did this trail again, it would be either on day hikes, which would be awesome, or in the World's End State Park. That would be the place to do it. They have campgrounds there. You could go camp and day hike on a lot of these trails. That would be amazing. But the other way is if you're going to backpack it and you're going to backcountry, then I wouldn't do it on a weekend again myself, where I wasn't able to get on the trail until late Friday, and I still have a 4.5 hour drive home today. So if I was going to do this, I would, even the same amount that I just did, which is going to end up probably being, I don't know, 26-ish miles. If I were to do that again, I think I'd want to take an extra day in there and split it up to where I could stop and sit and enjoy some of the things that I saw yesterday. And in order to get out at a decent hour today, I had to put the miles on yesterday. So I did 15 miles, and if I could have broken that up into a couple days, that would have been awesome. That just because then, to be able to sit and enjoy what you're seeing. And so anyway, great trail, and I hope you get to enjoy it someday. This is the part that I would have been backtracking on if I hadn't taken one of the really long detours on the way here. I think this would have been much easier than the trail I accidentally took. I would have made a lot better time and distance on Friday if not for that. Which is okay, because I ended up finding a beautiful camp spot on Friday. But would have made yesterday a lot easier. So this is the last climb back up to the parking lot here. This is a pretty steep part. This is the one I passed. It's not the access trail that I came down. Originally that was up a little ways, but there's a sign that says this is going to the parking lot. So I hope, I'm thinking maybe it won't be quite as steep as the other one. The other one was pretty treacherous. So I thought this one couldn't be any worse than it, and maybe a little less of an incline, even if it is a little longer. So far it's okay. All right, so I'll look and see exactly, but somewhere near 26 miles, I think it was, total. Beautiful trail. Beautiful. Nice weekend for it too. So, love your comments. Thanks for watching. Please give me your comments below. I'd love to hear from you.